And the sad part about this is Ohio State fans are getting their hopes up for no reason. You got people saying stuff like this. I feel like he might stay if it's taken this long. Hate to break the bad news to you, buddy, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry, man. This just makes me laugh. Okay, let me lock in and let's get down to business. No introduction needed. You know who this young man is, Stroud. He's one of the best quarterbacks in all college football, and more than likely, he's going to be a top 5 NFL draft pick. He's what you're looking for in your ideal NFL caliber quarterback. He's big, got a strong arm, and he reads the defense fairly well. Now, is he NFL ready at this current moment? Could he go in there and lead a team to a Super Bowl? No, but eventually, one day, I believe he could do so. All throughout the season this year, and this conversation was even going on last year, who is going to be the QB1 in this year's current quarterback draft? Bryce Young or CJ Stroud? Here and there, some people try to sprinkle in Will Levis. I don't even understand that one, and we'll save that conversation for a different day. The main conversation was, okay, who's going to win the Heisman Trophy? Who's going to be QB1? Bryce Young, CJ Stroud. You get the point. Alabama's star quarterback Bryce Young, he declared for the draft a week ago, but here's the thing. CJ Stroud has not. And for those of you that don't know, he currently has less than 48 hours to declare whether he's coming back to college or going to the draft. And for the past week now, it's been circling everywhere. I'm sure some of you have heard this. A lot of people think CJ Stroud may return to Ohio State. There's a lot of debates going on. We're going to talk all about that in tonight's video. And also, we got to talk about a recruit who is lying about playing college football. It is a weird situation because this recruit announced that he's transferring from his school. But here's the thing. That school came out and said he never even played for him. You know how it goes. If you like college football content, consider joining our community. If not, that's cool too. All right, Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. By the way, I hope some of you have been watching and enjoying these NFL games. Me personally, and I think a majority of us on this channel, we like college football more than the NFL, but these playoff games, they've lived up to the hype and then some. I don't even know what to say about that game last night with the Chargers and Jaguars. I watched it from start to finish, and for some reason, I kind of felt like the Jaguars were going to come back, and I even tweeted this out. I myself, I don't believe sports are rigged. I don't get into that conversation and debate because it's just not plausible. But what happened last night, if you saw it, that is why people do believe sports are rigged. How else do you explain it? How am I going to explain to somebody, yeah, the Chargers, they dominated in the first half, and then in the second half, the Jaguars dominated them? It doesn't make sense. So although I don't believe in sports are rigged because I think too many factors would have to go into it, if you do believe it, I get it. I get it 10,000%. Even today, if you watch the Dolphins and Bills game, there was no way the Dolphins should have even been in the game. They was down 17-0. You blink your eyes, it's 17-17. They was even leading in the third quarter. The NFL is crazy, and here's all I'm going to say about it. I just don't understand, and I'm referring to the Jaguars and the Chargers game, how professionals can be up by 30 points and squander that lead away. It felt like in the second half, the Chargers forgot how to play football. They couldn't score points. They only scored 3 points in the second half, and they couldn't stop them on defense, which is ironic to me because in the first half, the Chargers, their offense, it was clicking, and the defense, they forced like 4 interceptions. And I believe in total, they forced 5 turnovers in the first half alone. So how does a team go from dominating like that to looking terrible in the second half? These are professionals, by the way. Blowing a 30-point lead at the college football level, it doesn't surprise me. Why? Because these are 18 and 19-year-old kids. I can rationalize and understand why in one half, kids, they can be really great. In the other half, they can get cocky and then squander the lead. But we're talking about grown men. These are professionals, just kind of fishy if you got to ask me. And I'll tell you this much, and we got to get a move on. I know you're not here for the NFL talk. I can almost guarantee you 99.8% the Bills are going to win the championship because it's just the storybook ending. They went through the terrible injury with DeMar Hamlin. I'm telling you, I can see this from a mile away. The Bills, they're going to win the Super Bowl. It's a storybook ending. Please let me know your thoughts on that down below because I know there's a bunch of you that actually believe sports are rigged. Let me know if you think the NFL's rigged or not. Moving on to our second topic. Only going to talk about this for a minute or two, and we got to move on to the CJ Stroud drama. So, just check this out. I'm going to try not to laugh. Savannah State's Quad Proctor entered the transfer portal, right? Okay, Matt, why are we talking about this? No big deal, right? Well, and I'm going to read this off word for word. Only thing is, He has never been on Savannah State's team according to one of their coaches, LOL. Here's the post from him, Quan Proctor, where he said, I've officially been entered into the transfer portal, hashtag let's work, hashtag transfer portal. And it's him wearing a Savannah State jersey, and it's an edit or whatnot. And here's what the coach subtweeted to that. Or not subtweeted, my bad, he quote tweeted. Coach Nick Triss said, I've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter, but I've never seen someone claim to be transferring from a school/program they've never attended. A lot of people were replying to that coach. For example, here's a tweet where it's got him, and clearly the university tweeted out that they have welcomed Quan Proctor to the football team. An official update came out from Savannah State, and they said, update, although Quan Proctor signed an NIL with us, he never enrolled at Savannah State. Portal from nowhere. Did I say NIL? I meant to say NLI, my bad. He was responding to all this going on late last night, and he said, never did I say I attended Savannah State University. I obviously committed and got my NLI release before the season to go to a program I never played a snap for. FYI, clown emoji. Interesting, and yeah, taking a look at his original post, he never said he was associated with Savannah State. He just said, I've officially entered the transfer portal. So I'm on the kid's side. Yeah, that's all he said. He didn't say he played for Savannah State or any of that. I thought that was interesting. You don't see stuff like that every day. But finally, moving on to the main topic, the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. We gotta talk about what's going on with your boy CJ Stroud. Blah, 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 blah. You know how it goes. He's a top quarterback, played for Ohio State. No introduction needed. I've been following this situation very closely for the past 5 or 6 days, just laughing at all the idiots out there on Twitter and Instagram. And when I say idiots, I'm talking about all the people that are saying, Ohio State's quarterback CJ Stroud is coming back to Ohio State. There's this conspiracy theory, and I'm going to label it as a conspiracy theory, that Ohio State, they're going to put together this huge name, image, and likeness package, and CJ Stroud doesn't like any of the teams in the NFL that have the top 5 picks, so he's going to come back to Ohio State for one more season and run it back. Once again, I'm going to repeat what I just said. That is the conspiracy theory going on. The reason I label it a quote-unquote conspiracy theory is because conspiracy theories are 98% of the time false. They're just something fun to talk about, but apparently people believe this nonsense. For example, you got people tweeting out stuff like this. It was 5 or 6 hours ago. Breaking, Ohio State quarterback CJ Stroud likes IGDM about him staying at college for another year. Are we serious right now? This is the equivalent to one of you tweeting at me, hey Matt, be great. Do you plan on working at Taco Bell anytime soon? I liked the tweet, and everyone's like, oh, well, he liked it. I guess he's going to be working at Taco Bell tomorrow morning. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? Just because CJ Stroud likes an IGDM asking him if he's going to stay at college doesn't mean it's going to happen. That is just one example. For the past 5 days, I've seen people talking about this nonstop, and every day that goes by where CJ Stroud does not announce he's going to the NFL, it gets more and more heat. More and more heat. What does that even mean, Matt? I don't know. You get what I'm trying to say. The rumors going on, they're getting more realistic. That's a better way to put it. Because now you even got the NFL accounts tweeting out, CJ Stroud officially has less than 48 hours to decide if he's going to enter the NFL draft or stay at OSU. To me, I just think this is a lot of wishful thinking and tomfoolery going on by the Ohio State fan base. How do I say this nicely? Ohio State fans, CJ Stroud is not coming back. That's the one thing about me. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. Would you rather me hype it up and say, oh yeah, he's going to come back so you can give him $3 million in NIL just for him to announce in 24 hours he's going to the NFL draft and you get heartbroken? No, you want the truth. Well, you don't want the truth, but you need the truth. That's better. You got to understand something, guys, and I've said this time after time after time, and it applies to every situation. Money runs the world, and there is no incentive for CJ Stroud coming back to Ohio State. I don't care what name, image, and likeness package you think you can put together, but it doesn't compare to being an NFL quarterback, especially a top 5 pick. If you're a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, that's about $25 million. It's not only about the money. I would say the money is about 90% of the reason you go to the NFL, but the other reason is you want to level up in life. I'm sure CJ Stroud loves Ohio State, and he would do anything for that school, and it sucks that he didn't win a championship there, but that's not his end goal. He wants to be an NFL quarterback. You got to understand something, guys. There's just no incentive to coming back, because if he does come back next year, if he doesn't throw for 85 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions, people's going to say he's overrated. It's as simple as this. You don't want to be a big fish in a small pond. You want to be a small fish in a big pond. He's not going to grow playing quarterback at Ohio State against all these cupcakes in the Big Ten. He's already as good as you can get for a college quarterback. And the sad part about this is Ohio State fans are getting their hopes up for no reason. You got people saying stuff like this. I feel like he might stay if it's taken this long. Hate to break the bad news to you, buddy, but that ain't gonna happen. You know what's really going on? CJ Stroud, as to when we're speaking, is probably in his multi-million-dollar house in his $500,000 movie room, and he just forgot to announce that he's going to the NFL draft. That's it. Eventually, with 24 hours to go, probably tomorrow morning, his agent's going to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, CJ, you got to announce you're going to the draft. And he's going to be like, oh, yeah, my bad, I forgot. I don't know why people are even considering this as an option, but it's not going to happen. I'm very curious, though. Let me know your thoughts on it down below. But,